Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you. Today is Sunday, and this will be your Crimson Carta dab of the day. Hello, everybody. Well, I want to talk about the topic of the day because I think it's timely, frankly, and it's been something I've been thinking about quite a bit. We've gotten into it over the last year, but since it's getting so close, it really needs to be discussed in a very open way. Thanksgiving is next week. Thanksgiving is this week. And for many of us, what that means is increased pucker factor, increased tension, increased stress, increased apprehension, which all leads to increased pain before we even sit at the Thanksgiving Day table. So let's talk about it and see if we can't chill some of that stress down by being prepared for it, knowing what it's going to look like ahead of time. First, and more importantly, the traveling. If you're going to need to travel to somebody else's home, you all know what that means. That means you're going to have to get your devices, your cold packs, hot packs, 10 units, pain medicine, and you're going to have it all with you. Braces, anything you need, you cannot forget. And if you're going away for more than a day, make sure you take, if you have sleep apnea, take your mask and take all the things for you. If you have things you need to have to keep you comfortable, make sure you bring those as well. Make sure you lay out your medicine by day so you can bring that. And be very careful if you're flying with this type of medication. I don't have any comment on it, frankly. So, that's getting to Thanksgiving. How about in the car? How about in the vehicle or in the transportation mode? Let's go over a couple. You are driving yourself. You're going to get out with a backache or whatever's going to hurt, it's going to hurt more. You're being driven. You're going to get out with a backache. You're going to hurt more because you're going to be in the car. Take a bus. Oh my God. How about going through the bus depot? Take a train. How about walking through the train station? Oh my God. If you have to take a plane, can you imagine? What you've got to do is flag down what they call an electric cart driver, and they will get you to your gate. Do not try to walk it on your own in a cane. Don't do it. They also have special devices now. They can lift wheelchairs up onto those electric carts to help you get down to the gate. Don't do it yourself. Don't be egotistical. Don't say, no, I can do it myself. Don't say, thank you, I can get my wheelchair on the plane myself. Say yes. This is the time you need to do it. Say yes to help. All right, so you're traveling. You all know the horrors of traveling for people like us. I'm not going to get into it much more right now. How about just the apprehension of being in Thanksgiving? The apprehension of the worry of what are you going to look like? What are people going to think of me? How am I going to act? Am I going to be an asshole? Am I going to be okay? This is all before it even happens. This is what people like us do. We're going to layer and layer and layer and layer and layer worry until Wednesday comes and we're going to be frozen in worry. So what we need to do is cast those worries out in advance. Today's Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. Get them out of your system now. Shout it out. I'm afraid of what the people are going to think of me. Shout it out. I look like shit. Oh my God, what are they going to say? Shout it out. And then you'll realize that more than half of that stuff isn't real. And it's up here. Okay? So shout it out. Look at yourself in the mirror and realize it's okay. You're going to be okay. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I know what my doctors have told me. When you enter in a stressful situation, or you think it's going to be a stressful situation, and you have medicine that helps you with your stress, make sure you take it prior and during the stressful situation. It's about the ego. I don't need that medicine. I don't need to take it now. I'm fine. Why should I take it? I'll take it later. No. Within this holiday stressful period, we need to use all of our pain tools to tamp the pain down. Not just going to be enough to say, I hope it goes away, I hope it goes away, I hope it goes away. Not going to happen. You've got to tamp the pain down with the tools we have at our disposal. Down, down, down. Not going away, I can't promise that. I can promise it'll go down. Why? Because you are distracting yourself. That's the thing. If you think it's going to be stressful at Aunt or Uncle Gene's on Thanksgiving, by golly, start watching comedy on TV. If you think it's going to be stressful at Uncle Myron's and Aunt Jean's on Thanksgiving, by golly, get it out of your system now before you're there. We are not the kind of people anymore that should be put into situations like that. You know why? Because you just don't know what's going to happen. I'm in this situation these days where I tell the truth. That means if somebody does something, Mrs. Stoner actually has to say, Senior, don't do it, because I speak my mind. So I'm not saying that we're going to come through a flush here and we're going to start telling off our friends and relatives. That's not what this is about. This is about integrating with them and being comfortable when our bodies are a mess. And sometimes our minds are a mess also. So as you get into the situation, you're now there. Let's talk about food and drink and entertainment. You don't have to be the entertainment. And you don't have to bring food or drink. Bring yourself. People who know you know you're not feeling up to par and will be happy just that you're there. If you're worried about saying things that are wrong and saying too much and saying things and being a different person than you used to be or any of the other things, you are different than you used to be. You're in horrible pain. And that's reality. And Thanksgiving is kind of the time for family to gather around and be understanding to those in pain. If you are shamed, if anybody has the nerve to try to pain shame you by saying, oh, you don't do anything anymore, or one of those bullshit type things, get up from the table and leave the room. I do not encourage interaction, challenging, and fighting in our state. If you're in chronic pain, you might not want to fight with somebody because you don't know how it's going to go. You might say things you'll regret. So I highly, and I always recommend this when I'm in pain too. So I do what I say. You're in that type of pain, a little snippet happens that you don't react well to, walk away. Because you're not reacting the way you would want to react. Walk away. Go to the bathroom. Say, excuse me. Or make a point to not respond. The hardest part about Thanksgiving for all of us isn't what we have to do. It's kind of funny. Funny, weird funny. It's what we don't do that's important. It's what we shouldn't do that's important. We shouldn't lift. We shouldn't try to be heroes and carry in the frickin' turkey. We shouldn't offer to carve and stand over the table and hunch. We should be in the most comfortable chair they have. And this is the critical way to approach Thanksgiving. I've taken it from thinking about it ahead of time to traveling to get there to what happens when you're there. Now let's talk about what happens afterwards. Well, there's a couple things that can happen after Thanksgiving that need to be addressed. First of all, you might react to the food. You might get a stomach ache. You might feel a little bit tired. Thanksgiving, turkey tends to do that to people. Relaxes them, makes them tired. Nothing to feel bad about. Nothing to be alarmed about. When you go home, if you want to rest, that's what it's about. You've strained yourself to go to Thanksgiving. You deserve to go home and rest. But let's move on a little bit past that time. Let's go after Thanksgiving now. Day or two after. Well, I didn't get a chance to speak to Uncle Simon. I felt so bad I treated Muriel wrong. You may have regrets for how you were or weren't, how you talked or didn't talk to people. Don't worry about it. You did the best you can. Try not to autopsy your Thanksgiving social situations. Leave it to me to do that. Enjoy it. Okay? After the holidays, I'll certainly dissect all the different permutations and combinations, and I'm sure you'll find yourself one of them. But for yourselves, when you get done with Thanksgiving, give yourselves a double pat on the back because, by golly, you made it. God damn it, you were there. Tell them all to go to hell because you did it. And nobody knows what it's like inside your body and how hard it was for you to do it. Let's take our dab of the day. Now, this has become really special. This is a California exclusive melt live resin sherbet sauce. And I'm not usually a big sauce person, but I think I've showed this to you before. Inside, it just looks and smells so good that I have to share a dab with you all this morning. So here goes. I don't want to put in too much because I love this stuff. I don't have that much of it. But I was told that I would love it so much I'd want more of it. Here we go. We're taking it, we're melting it down with a spoon, touching the bottom of the titanium bucket. It's going to conduct the heat right down to the bottom of the spoon, allowing everything to melt nicely inside there and come off the spoon pretty easily. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to melt off the spoon. It did. How cool is that? Now I'm looking for it to dazzle me. Cheers, everybody. Wow. I have to say, from a taste standpoint, it's dazzling. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. The vapor level and volume certainly delivered. And I'm getting one of those hits right now. Boy, did I need that. So this is the Real Senior Stoner, inviting you all to have a great Thanksgiving. And I'm going to talk more about it, but you have the makings of a great Thanksgiving. Let's do the best we can and enjoy it. Cheers out there.